Okay, line tamer here. I'm going to tie a fairly simple nymph with a lot of history. I want to say a lot of history, a couple of years of history. This thing has caught lots of grayling, lots of trout. It's primarily a grayling fly, but we've had some fun in some stock lakes as well with it, and lots of people can't understand how it's managed to catch fish, and to be honest with you, I don't either. I'll tell you about it as we go along. And I've got a hook in the vise. It's a TMC something something something. It's a size 16 with a 2mm tungsten bead already fitted. I'm sure you can put those on, not really bothered. I'm using some red copper wire. I've got a bobbin with some nano thread on. I've got a little bit of straggle and minky pinky, that's for the tail. I'm also using some dubbing. Any dubbing will do, but I'm using some, as long as the colour's fairly right. It's going to be a light colour, and I've got some sort of pink stuff. Doesn't have to be dry fly or anything. This is going under the water pretty quickly. So first thing I do, and I suppose I should have done this before, because who wants to watch boring people put thread on? I'm not really worried about trapping that bead. I've tilted the hook down so that it won't fall off. Notice I've got very little space to work on because I'm a wimp. I don't like the barb showing. Now, a little bit of copper wire. And this is quite strange. This is red copper wire, and well, I suppose it has to be any wire really, as long as it's red. But one day we were up Wolscottdale. It was a little bit high and coloured, and I tie all the flies for my mates. They've got fly tying equipment, but they just can't be arsed. So, you know, all my flies are pretty good, but I gave the lads one of these. Well, one of the lads one of these with a red copper wire. I suppose I could call it an experimental fly. And I used one that I think would definitely catch. Well, he hammered me. He hammered me. It had about 5 or 6 before I'd even had a take. And as soon as I changed over to one of these, I didn't look back. And we had some really good fun in some lakes too. So it works. There's a few things about it that I'm not sure about. I'm not sure whether you need a tail, but anyway, here goes. On with the copper wire. Needs to go underneath. I could have done that better. Well, there we go. It's going to be underneath, and that's going to form my rib. Next thing is, I'm going to put a little bit of tail on. I think this is really up to you whether you want to put the tail on. Well, I don't know whether the trout have got time to see it, but it's a bit of pink stuff. I'm going to pop that on. I'm not really worried about whether it sits on there nice or not. What's going on? And I'm going to tie that right the way down so it follows the bend, sort of. You'll see it in a bit. Cut the waist off. Okay. Next thing is your dubbing. Excuse me, I'm a bit man-flued at the moment. So, got some dubbing. Just tease it out a little bit. Now, this nano thread is not the best stuff to dub with, but if you just wet your fingers slightly, you get used to it. You can spin the dubbing up the thread, which I'm trying to do at the moment. And of course, when you're doing a video, it all goes wrong. But persevering, I'm trying to do this in one take. So, on it goes. Now, let's keep spinning it. would like the typical carrot shape if possible, but I'm going to put a bit of straggle on around the head, which is something I'll do in a second. Okay, I'm fairly happy with that. And then take the wire and then bring that up. Suddenly I think we come to realise why this is a good fish attractor, because it looks like a red maggot. Anyway, that's that tied off. Okay, not the most evenly spaced copper wire in the world, but who cares? And you shouldn't really do that with your best scissors. But as I have no best scissors, it doesn't really matter. Now, out of sight, I'm just cutting off a bit of straggle. I'm not even sure whether this is important. The colour, by the way. Is that the wrong side of the bead? Now, the thing is with this, you've got to tuck it right the way in, behind the head of the bead. And that's where you're going to tie off in a second. And this just gives the appearance of a few legs, I think. You don't need much of it, I'll tell you that. I'm going to tie that off. Cut. That's the head done. That's quite nice actually. And then it doesn't matter, behind the head. This stuff, this nano thread's that thin, that's why I use it. So you can go through the straggle and it makes a nice flight. Right, I'm going to reposition that now so you can see it in its glory. I see. There you go. A pink straggle nymph. It doesn't look much, but I'm telling you now, it's wicked. Get one tied. How long did that take? Thank you.